Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. You're watching Scribbles with Barry. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome again. And if it's your first time stopping by, you're welcome to the family. I'm happy you are here. First off, guys, happy new year. Yeah, this is me wishing you a happy new year, a fruitful year, a year filled with love, much progress, and so much prosperity. And may your heart's desires be granted this year. So guys, I am so excited. I am super excited about what this year has in store for us. So for today's video, because it's new year, we'll be talking about setting goals, how to set goals the biblical way, and how to stick to it. So this video is going to be knowledge packed, and I can't wait to tell you all that I've read and learned from these books, which will help you to set goals for year 2025. So I personally like to continue things, and if at the end of the year I notice there are areas in my life where I improved, I like to sit back, analyze, and then evaluate it, and then come up with ways to be my highest self in those areas. And if areas where I see that okay, I didn't do so well, what I do is that I look at why I didn't do well in these areas, and then I set up systems that would allow me to improve in those areas, and then watch those areas keenly and seek for better ways to improve myself in those areas. So most times, people just get up on the 1st of January and they want to change everything about their life. They want to change everything in their life. I mean, definitely you must not have failed in every area of your life past year, and even if you did, you must have picked up few lessons. You must have picked up some lessons which you must have learned why you failed in this area and how you need to improve yourself. So once you decide to start afresh and leave the experiences of the past year, or the experiences the past year have taught you, you become a person who throws the baby with the water. So below, I'll be giving us strategies that would help us to set new year resolutions and then accomplish them by 31st December 2025. And one of the strategy is the strategy of consistency, gains and loss. So the strategy of consistency, gains and loss is found in the book of Zechariah in chapter 4 verse 10, which says, "Do not despise the days of little beginning." Now, setting New Year resolutions is more than just having, a goal and just having a goal at the end of the year. I want to do this, I want to achieve this. No, it is more than just that. They're about building systems. Yeah, it's about building systems. It's about repeating those systems every day, repeating those habits and doing them every day and practicing every day. In the book, The Atomic Habits, James Clear says that you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. So what does this strategy mean? Let's say you're struggling with overweight. Yes, you're struggling with overweight, and you have to break everything that goes into staying fit and healthy, and also everything that goes into making you overweight. Now you reduce the bad habits by 1%, and then you improve on the good habits by 1%. This strategy is known as the aggregate of consistent gains and loss. You keep doing this every day, week and months, and soon it will become a habit. when I was much younger, we were told that when you do something consistently for 21 days, it becomes part of you. And that is why you see that when maybe you have something that takes you out of the house and then you wake up very early, let's say 4 or 5 a.m., and that was not part of you. Do you understand? But the fact that you've done that for a period of time, even when that thing stops, that is actually meant to take you out, you find out that for a while, you keep waking up at that particular time, even when you have nothing to do. So it takes time also before that is broken. So it just simply means doing something consistently, daily, weekly, months, until it becomes a habit. So basically, habits are the compound interest of systems, or we can say, in James Clear words, they are for self-improvement. Habits are for self-improvement. Another point in our discourse today is that you should get a vision and then you write it down. Another thing I want to draw to our notice, to our attention, is that when we are setting a goal, we should not just dream it up in our head. We should not just fantasize about it. We should not just, drool over it. In Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2, it says, "And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." So you must not just think, daydream it, fantasize about it. You must write it down. Go over it. Look at it. Now, there's something about repetition. Like when you go back to read what you've written, it will make you feel like it's something you just did. And I assure you that if you keep this up, you won't recognize yourself in 3 months. Another important thing is that we need to set deadlines for our goals. Yes, it may sound that you're putting yourself under pressure, but no. You need to give yourself a timing that at this point in time, I should be done with this, I should achieve this. It will help to keep you on track. So even the Bible in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 2, it informs us that to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. That is to tell us how important it is that whatever we plant, a time will come for us to pluck it. So the issue with most of us is that we do not actually plan to reap our labor. As strange as this may sound, it is the truth, honestly, guys. As strange as this may sound, that's just the truth. You can't be having exams and then say, I want to read and get ready before the exam starts. No. You have to plan. You have to say, by this time, I want to be done with taking my notes. I want to be done with reading, revising, and I want to move into answering of past questions. So yes, it is very necessary to set deadlines when it comes to achieving goals. So you write it down and also go through it often. Repeat it, practice it, and then give yourself deadlines. Another important, area is mental development. This is very, very necessary, guys. In Proverbs 6 verse 6 to 11, it talks about advising us to go to the ants to learn from the ants. As little and tiny as the ant is, the scripture is referring us to the ants. So guys, we need to read books that target negative habits in our life, not just to read about novels or read about improving ourselves. We also need to read about books that target negative habits and how to deal with them in our life. Very important. So one of my goals this year is to read about 60 books, and these books ranges from self-help to Christian books, non-fiction, and also fiction. Reading books, especially non-fiction or self-help books, not only helps us to see through the lens of others, but we also see areas that they have failed in, and also helps us to identify the patterns in our lives, in our own lives, and learn from their mistakes and see ways to better ourselves. So guys, we've come to the end of today's video, and I want to believe that you you learn something and you gain something, and you also put what you've watched into practice. But guys, I have a bonus for you guys. I have written down, a list of messages and books that will not just help us, to plan, but it will also help us to reinvent our lives. So let's get it now. So I have written a list of books that we need to get, and one of those books, one of them is Atomic Habits. I mentioned it in our video, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And another one is The Mountain Is You by Brianna Vest. The Mountain Is You. And another one is Dopamine Detox by Morrissey. And we also have Deep Work by Cal Newport. Sorry, another book is So Good They Can't Ignore You. That's also written by Cal Newport. Then another one is How to Finish Everything You Start. For messages, we have Maximizing Personal Retreats by Apostle John Suleiman. We also have on our list Effective Planning by Sam Adeyemi. And then another one is Doing the Plan by Sam Adeyemi also. And then the last one on my list for now is This Is Not Your Rest by Apostle Joshua Selman. Then you also need to join the Deeper Life or online. Every month there's this thing we call Global Crusade with GCK worldwide, where Pastor W.F. Kumi of Deeper Life Bible Church travels to different cities and states and countries to share the gospel. And every Saturday of that program, he has a session with the youths, young adults and professionals, which is called the Young Adults and Professional Forum. And this program, especially this session for the young adults and professionals, is knowledge packed and power packed. You do not want to miss it. So with these guys, we've come to the end of this video, and tell me what you think about these books and this video in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to comment, to share and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.